Hello friends, welcome to the channel. If today is the first time visiting with us, we invite you to watch any of our almost 400 videos that we have arranged in playlists for your convenience, as we are confident you're going to find something that you will both enjoy and find educational. If you have been here before but you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do subscribe. If today is your birthday, we want to wish you a very happy birthday. It's nice to have a little bit. Like all our projects, we started by raiding our scrap bin, and we identified these pieces here as what we need for our project. So we're going to, like we normally do, we chose this piece because it has a lot of character, and I don't know what side we decided to use, but it has also a flaw that in this instance we don't like. So we're going to have to trim this area. But both areas actually have character, right? Both sides, I don't know. Yeah. We will decide which one will be the most desirable. Yep. So let's get tools ready and start working on this project. We never usually. What's wrong with me? Never usually. One of the reasons why we like this show, right?
Yeah, stores very nicely. Easy to maneuver.
All right. Let's see. We'll probably need the... I think that will fit in the sled.
I'm not sure about that. Can you try it?
Nah, we'll try it without the sled. But I need to move that all the way around.
Oh, we're just going around in a circle. We're taking our saw on a walk.
We're not taking it on a walk. I don't think that will be enough. Let me see. We might need the... maybe we'll just squeeze by, I don't know.
Yeah, that should be okay. You want your fence instead?
No, this cannot be done with a fence. So we're ready to trim the imperfection, and as Norm Abrams used to say, there is no more important tool in your shop than these safety glasses. Whenever you're using a tool that can throw things away towards you, like the table saw is a great example, always make sure that you have glasses to protect your eyes. So I think, is that high enough?
I think so.
We'll give it a smidge more. A smidge is a technical term.
Yes.
Ready?
Yep.
And that's why I prefer the... what you call it? Okay. So with that done, we'll need to move to the rest of the pieces, right? And this cut was just to square this other side. And as you notice, we took extremely thin pieces just to square it, right? There was not a lot of material that we removed there. This is really beautiful.
Yep.
All right, what else we need to cut? Okay, now we're going to cut the legs. We have decided how tall we want them. This will be a soft table, something that maybe you can put between two chairs and put your coffee or your soft drink, right? It's not intended to be a very tall table. And we decided this is the appropriate height for us, and we're going to cut all our pieces to that height. So we're not going to bore you with that. I mean, it's the same thing. We're just cutting things. And now we're going to cut the rest of them that dimension. So like always, we are not measuring. We're going to use the first one that we cut as our measuring stick to decide the length of the rest of them. And the way we do that is we make sure that they are flush here, and then we just gently touch the blade there, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're going to remove our original piece. We are going to repeat this. We're not going to show it to you for all the legs, but we are going to repeat this. We want a total of 4 boards that are the same height, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can get 2 out of this.
We can definitely get 2 out of it.
I need to switch sides because I'm reading. So we're going to finish that and we're going to be right with you. Tell me when you're ready. Right, that is better though, so let's turn it, right? Mm-hmm. Or do you care? All right, take it off. So we have our 4 legs. Where is the 4th? And again, we have chosen pieces with some character, right? Mm-hmm. And now we're going to decide on how we're going to assemble it, how we're going to attach the legs to the top. So we'll figure that and we'll be right back with you guys. All right, once again, we went shopping in our scrap bin. And we found a piece of wood that we think is appropriate for what we want to do. And we are going to cut 2 pieces out of those pieces, the approximate length that we need. Again, we haven't measured anything yet today, right?
Right.
All we do is put things on top of each other and see how we like them.
Things on top of each other, huh?
Yeah. No? This is really less critical than the legs to be the exact dimension, but we try to make it as close as we can, right? It's a little boat, again, not important for our purposes. This is going to be just a brace, right?
Yep.
All right, then I think now we're ready to start some form of assembly. So we'll be right with a piece of tape as our depth indicator. We don't need it for this, but we'll need it when we do the final assembly. And here we're going to be approximately on the same spot. There is approximate.
Yeah, but put it a little bit more that way.
Okay. And do you want to do the other two as well?
Yeah.
So you want to do that here, on the outside of this, or in the inside of this?
Well, I think it should be on the inside because we don't want the boards all the way out at the end. So hold on. This.
Okay.
Fold that one.
I don't think I can.
We want them closer together.
Okay.
So move that one closer together.
No, we wanted
You
a
want
space.
a space, but they should be closer together. So now you can kind of see where you would need to put the pilot holes for those.
I can, but that's okay.
Now I'm going to lay them like this. So, is that metal?
You don't want the space to be bigger?
No.
The table will tilt if they're that close. You're going to have a huge area here. The table will fall off. They cannot be that close together. They need to be wider. The wider the stance of the leg. And where do you want this here?
Sure, but you're going to need to make two per.
I need
It
to do
needs
what?
2 screws.
It does not. The glue is
leg.
going to hold it together. The glue gun is much stronger than the screws. The screws are just like clamping it so the glue will work. Okay, so we're going to use a square to make sure that this is square because this decides how square the legs will be to the piece and we want them square, right?
Right.
So we're going to use glue and we're going to use screws. The screws will act as a clamp for the glue. The heavy lifting, of course, will be the glue itself. It's a little too close there, babe. Sweetie?
Don't sweetie me.
I just did sweetie you.
Let go of that. Just making sure it's still straight. Here.
Okay, we're going to follow the same process on the other side. What are you recording of?
What you're doing?
Huh?
What you're doing?
But the camera was pointing it here, not at me.
You need to let go for a second. There.
See the movie?
Yes.
Okay. move it. It's not.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me hit. Okay, and now we are going to put glue here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And attach the legs.
Yep. All the way over. Not.
Do we care what shows?
Yeah, I want this side to show.
Okay. And where do we want it? That's there?
Yeah,
Where?
that's good.
Well, I didn't mean to put glue in all of this place.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you were right. Let's put that here so we can put pressure on it. Did it move? Then we have to go manual for this.
Okay.
Alright, let's go. I do like to design things as I see along, and I was concerned that this will not be a very strong in the bottom because they are two different pieces. So I decided I'm going to put a little thin stuff that will go from here to the other two legs, and it will be the exact length from here to here. Makes sense?
Yep.
So that's how we're going to measure it. We have an extra piece, so let's put that together and we'll be right back. So we're using the square here to make sure that we are square, and on the other side we made a mark on the outside of the board right there. Can you see?
Yep.
And we're going to cut this board on this dimension, and that can actually act both as a little shelf and also as a stabilizer for the legs.
Yep.
Okay, we need the other two legs. Let us attach the other two legs. So here is our small table, and while you could leave it here, we want to add some stability to it. As you can see, this moves a little bit. So we're going to cut this piece that we marked previously and attach it to the somewhere around here, not necessarily to the bottom, right? But somewhere around here. All right, let's do that. Let's get ready to do that, and we'll be right with you. All right, let me bring the table up again. I guess that can be there. We need more of those too. Okay, so all this contraption is designed to help us put this together. We're trying to show you how it is if you're doing this project by yourself. Miss Wizard is filming, so she cannot help me. So we decided to show you that you can actually do that by yourself by using a ridiculous amount of clamps in such a small project. Did you like that?
Yep.
And then screwing things up. No, it's okay. This is very high-tech woodworking. You use your neck as your chin as a holder, right?
Yep.
All right, now we can remove this clamp because the screw is holding this here. And we need to make sure that the distance here is good and we're going to put the other screw. So let's remove this clamp, I think.
That one's holding, okay.
All right, so we need to make sure that it is the same distance from here to here and from here to here. Does that look correct to you? Okay. I need this closed. Could be holding this, but we want to show you how you can do it by yourself, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to put another screw here. Ow.
You said ow.
I did because my left hand hurts. Okay, so I think we're good here. A ridiculous amount of clamps start getting removed, and we're getting less ridiculous.
I need to bring this side down a little bit.
Yes. There it is. Do we need a clamp to hold it there?
Yeah, we do need a stop pushing down.
I have to push down because it is not square.
I understand that.
So, but it is square there. That's where we need to be. So we made sure that the distance is the same. We're talking about the distance from the bottom to the bottom of the shelf. It is upside down now, right? Mm-hmm. So from the bottom to the bottom is the same. And we are going to do the same as we did on this side and use only 2 screws to attach it. Again, this doesn't need a lot of strength. It just needs to hold it, right?
Yep.
Excuse our cables. Okay, and last but not least, all right, this needs to be, it's where it needs to be, right? All right. Now this, let's explain what we were doing. This was put here to make sure that this was the same opening, right? So all these contraptions were there for a reason. All right, and I think now we are in good shape. Let's turn it upside down. I mean right side up. It is upside down. And we are going to do one more final detail. We'll show you that and we'll be right back. So this is the final design. And you can see this is much more stable now. It actually moves the table. The saw, if you can see that. And I think this is a nice little detail that adds to the table.
And stability.
Well, definitely, yes. So we are very happy with the way this came up, and we are going to go ahead and finish it before we do the final touches that we want to show you, even though I do like the way it is right now. But we're going to finish it and we'll get right back with you. So the mandatory sanding for virtually every project that needs to be finished. There are a couple of more options if you want to not use wood here, make it less rustic, make it a little more industrial and modern. You could use an iron piece, a piece of iron,
like a bracket,
to provide the strength and also to provide a very good connection there. Or you can use, it's called angled iron, I believe, right?
something like that.
And as you can see, stop for a moment, don't do that. And as you can see, this is dimensional lumber we're using from the lumber yard that we happen to have. So, yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to show the mark. And you can see that there as well. And those marks are in general fairly easy to erase with sanding. But you can see how much character this wood has. I mean, this looks like marble, not wood. It's just amazing, I think. So the finished project, I'm very confident will look amazing. You could replace the screws we used here for the bottom, what do you want to call that? It's not a shelf, brace.
Yeah.
And you could use dowels there if you wanted to not have any screws visible. But I think those two screws add a little bit of character to the piece, so I don't object to them. What do you think?
No, I like it.
And we did take care that we don't have too many screws showing. As you can see from the most visible part of the piece, you don't see any screws, I almost said.
You also don't see any shoes.
No, you don't see any shoes either. So as soon as we finish the sanding and we start the finishing, we'll get right back to it. So a good wipe down after the sanding. Make sure that the fine particles that the sanding block left behind are removed from the wood, and the wood is ready and prepared to accept the stain. These pieces of wood, again, they're all from our scrap bin, and they're all reject pieces from the big store. But you can see how beautiful they actually are and how much character they have. So you don't have to spend a tremendous amount of money buying expensive wood to get good results. I think that this is a very good result from very inexpensive wood. Even if we didn't use our scrap bin, probably would have spent, what is it, about $5 from the scrap bin?
Probably, yeah.
No more than that. And I can guarantee you cannot buy this or something equivalent that it is solid wood for $5. So definitely it was doing this yourself. This small piece of scrap from our project to check two stains. So this is the first stain, and on the other side we stained it with a different stain, and I don't think we can decide which one we're going to use. Which one you like more?
It's hard. This one looks more farmhouse kind of cabin-y,
rustic, yeah.
Right? And this one is brighter, but I'm not really sure I think maybe this one goes better with our house decoration. What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Than this golden color.
I mean, I like both, so we're going to try to decide on one, and we'll be right back with you guys. So we went with this stain that we have never used before, I don't think. But we feel it better matches the character of the piece. It's hard sometimes to know what a piece wants until you're done with it. Right?
Right.
And this piece, again, it could stay unfinished. You don't have to finish it, but if you decide to finish it, it's a good idea to try on scraps a couple of different finishes so you know which one you like better. You have seen us finishing many projects, so there is no point to keep rolling the camera. We're using the same technique in all the projects. We're using either a piece of cloth or a piece of heavy paper towel to apply the stain, and we're going to apply the stain everywhere on the table, correct?
Yep.
Or you're going to leave the legs unstained?
No, they're all going to get the same love.
Okay. Love is what we call it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Great. Some time ago I purchased a container full of little, what do you call them, finishing decorations, and it came with a bunch of this, more than that actually. But looking at this table, I was thinking this will make a nice finish for the corners. What do you think?
Oh, I'm trying to get it to focus. Yeah, I think that's really nice.
So we're going to add those in the four corners, and that will finish our project for today, right?
Yep.
All right, let's wait for our glue gun. We're going to use hot glue for this project. It doesn't need a lot of strength, it really just needs to hold it in place, so hot glue is perfect for this application. See, it is not doing anything. And that's all it takes. Were you recording that or not? All right, we'll go in the second corner here. And I'm putting very little because I want to be able to press it into the glue and be as tight as possible to the corner. I don't know what I want to say, but I want to say something. We found hot glue doesn't work very well in the winter, but it works fine in the summer. Right? And the last corner. And we're going to call this done. What do you think? It's a nice little detail, and as you can see, it doesn't come off now. Like, you know, the hot glue has gripped already. Mm-hmm. Again, we had a hard time with hot glue sometimes in the past, but not in the summertime, only in the winter time, where I think the glue cures too fast and doesn't hold, right?
It's really good.
Okay.
I like this color too.
And it matches, well, it doesn't match, but it fits this. If they were a little bigger, I would probably try to use little finishing nails on them. But this size glue is fine. Of course, you can use epoxy if you want. Or even super glue should work, right? Look at that. I don't know if you can see it on camera.
Tiger stripes.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. And you can see the detail of this here. I think it looks very good. Or can you? I don't know. Alright, and this is our project for today. It came out very nicely. I like the detail. I like the play of the wood. Again, the wood was imperfect. For example, there is a, what do you call it, a crack here and a crack here. But the way we designed it, it really doesn't affect the strength. The crossbar ties the two pieces together and provide a lot of strength. And definitely, this is a nice size to have a snack or coffee, you know, to put maybe a book, or it can be used for many different things. So this does it for us today. And as I said, I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, please smash that like button. If you didn't, the other button works as well. Remember, kittens die every time you hit the dislike button. Share, like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what you think about future project, and let us know if you have any comments about this project. From the Garage Wizard, Mrs. Wizard, and the Urban Homesteading channel, we want to bid you a great week.